Good Yom Tov, Chatimah Tovah. Welcome to Temple Emanu-El's Yom Kippur Kol Nidre Service. Welcome those of you here in the Heritage Theater and those of you that are joining us at home. And I think when it comes down to it, it is so terrific that we can be together as one congregational family worshiping. And with all that, I welcome all of you to our service. We always begin our service on Kol Nidre with the lighting of this very important candle, this memorial candle. For all those who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust, for all those that died this year, for all those who suffered a loss, for all those who suffered infertility, for all those who lost an ability, I light this memorial candle.
It's my honor now to invite Cheryl Magat for the lighting of our Yom Tov candles.
The human spirit is the lamp of God, searching out what lies within us. Guided by the flame of conscience, on this sacred night, we search for truth. Shine your light upon us as we strive to serve you. May we find safety in your faithful love. We light the flame of healing and forgiveness on this atonement night. We give thanks for love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner, shel Yom HaKippurim. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Yom Kippur. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyimanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, giving us life and upholding the life within us and bringing us to this time.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner, shel Yom HaKippurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
Let me put this on here. Oops, there we go. We started several years ago a minhag. You may not remember this because it's been a few years since we've been here, but on Kol Nidre, we actually call out the names of our past presidents. And any of them that are here or related to any of the names mentioned, I invite you to please rise. We are a bit of an older congregation, so I'm not going to read every name of every president. I'll do a few that I think are symbolic, and then I'm going to mention those that all of us here would probably know, or at least we'll know one of those names, I would imagine. The first person I want to mention is our first, and if you come to the cemetery, you'll see it at Home of Peace, Jacob Levy, who served, get this, Steve, 1861 to 1863, and then, that was just a warm-up. Then 1865 to 1871, and then 1872, I guess from 71 to 72, I don't know, he had to take a break, I don't know, Steve. 1872 to 1875, he served president for 11 years, Jacob Levy. That's right. That's before the bylaws. Yeah, he wasn't quite George Washington, I guess, that way. So, Milton Fox, 1951 to 1953, I've jumped a lot of years. Sidney Gambord, 1959 to 1961. The amazing Sherman Neymark, who served with Jimmy Carter, 1963 to 1965. Julian Forster, blessed memory, 1968 to 1969. Phil Hammer, who we lost a year ago, 1971 to 1973. Oh, I love you, Phil. Lee Axelrod of blessed memory, 1974 to 1976. Cecil Weintraub, Zichron Livracha, 1976 to 1977. Harold Kahn, Zichron Livracha, 1977 to 1978. Reuben German, 1978 to 1979. Dr. Mike Kahn, who's at home right now, 1979 to 1981, and again 1994 to 1996, and then he served with me at 2011 to 2012. James Schwartz, of blessed memory, 1981 to 1983. Bob Crandell, Zichron Livracha, 1983 to 1986. Corinne Ravel-Retchen, who we also lost this past year, 1988 to 1990. The amazing Rick Davis, of blessed memory, 1990 to 1992. Bob Hirsch, 1996 to 1998. My first Hank Stein, 1998 to 2000. Barry Cohen, 2000 to 2002. And then he came back in during when Bob had died. And 2007. Steve Greenberg, 2002 to 2004. Dan Lee, who's home, who's not feeling well, 2004 to 2006. And then we had Bob Crandell again, 2006 to 2007. And then Ruth Crandell, 2007 to 2008. Laura Danoff Robinson, 2009 to 2011. Jeff Hoffman, 2012 to 2014. Andrew Weinberg, 2014 to 2018. Deborah Zimmer, 2018 to 2020. And, well, you're not a past president yet. So I'm going to invite those that are good. We have a few people here still, thankfully. I'm going to invite the rest of us to just raise our hands. Unless you want me to, I'll just do it. And join with me. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and may God keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's radiance shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God always be a source of strength, of wholeness, completeness, and peace in your lives and the lives of your family. We thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much for standing in honor of those that aren't with us here either. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's cool, at least. I love our history. We continue on page 14. Please rise if you are able. Not yet, not yet. You could open that up. Open it up, babe. Yeah. I'm reading this first. I'm reading that first. Yom Kippur, the Jewish people's festival of the soul, and Kol Nidre, its sacred portal, a night of deep emotions, a night, as the psalmist wrote, to rejoice with trembling. Rejoice at the sound of Kol Nidre, rhythmic words of release from vows, oaths, and promises to God we fail to keep. We tremble at the melody, music of spiritual amazement. It fills us with awe as we stand before God and Torah. We rejoice that we stand together, strengthened by community in this hour of shared weakness and humility. We tremble, for tonight we confess our flaws, admit our imperfection, and acknowledge a power far beyond our understanding. We rejoice that we commit ourselves to great endeavors because he feels so deeply and thinks so nobly. We tremble, for we find that our ideals are far greater than our ability. Our promises surpass our might. We rejoice in the freedom that is Kol Nidre's true gift, the freedom to begin a new year without fear of failure, to aspire to be God's image in the world. We tremble because we are mortal. We rejoice in our gratitude for life. We rejoice with trembling and enter Kol Nidre to face our humanity. Page 16. Page 19. Let our speech be pure and our promises sincere. Let our spoken words, every vow and every oath, be honest and well-intentioned. Let our words cause no pain, bring no harm, and never lead to shame, distrust, or fear. And if, after honest effort, we are unable to fulfill a promise, a vow, or an oath, may we be released from its obligation and forgiven for our failure. Let our speech be pure and our promises sincere. Please turn to page 22 as we continue with our call to worship, Baruch Hu. We continue on page 24. Please be seated.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvivuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakohavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzano. Barei yom v'layla, golel or mipne choshech, v'choshech mipne or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai Tzavaot Shmo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Please turn to page 25. Day and night are yours, creative spirit of the universe. The muted colors of twilight, the radiance of dawn. Yours are the spreading wings of light, the deepening shadows of darkness, an ever-changing drama. In the human heart, too, the struggle between darkness and light unfolds. From sunlit heights of generosity, the human heart sinks to the gloomy depths of selfishness. Although we fall, you give us strength to rise again. You call on those who hurt through word or deed to break free from wrongdoing and return to you. All who hear your call to goodness are embraced. All who reject emptiness and evil find acceptance from you. We come to your presence this night of Kol Nidre, aware that our shortcomings and weaknesses are many. Yet, encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely this path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk.
We continue on page 27. Please rise.
We pause in reverence before the gift of self. The vessel shatters, the divine spark shines through, and our solitary self becomes a link in Israel's golden chain. For what we are by sharing, and as we share, we move toward the light. We pause in reverence before the mystery of a presence, the near and far reality of God. Not union, but communion is our aim. And we approach the mystery with deeds. Words lead us to the edge of action, but it is deeds that bring us closer to the God of light. We pause in terror before the human deed, the cloud of annihilation, the concentrations for death, the cruelly casual way of each to each. But in the stillness of this hour, we find our way from darkness into light. May we find our life so precious that we cannot but share it with the other, that light may shine brighter than 1,000 suns with the presence among us of the God of light.
Page 28, 29, invite us to take a deep breath in. Please be seated as we continue with Vehafta on page 30.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשיטתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוקתך וקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, your God.
Let's turn to page 39. Emet ve'emunah, truth and faithfulness in the night. Our sages taught it is proper to mention the exodus from Egypt in our morning prayers and also at night. We celebrate the going out from Egypt in the morning light, full of confidence and vigor as we enter the new day. But in the evening, weary from the day's exertions, cast down and fearful at the coming of the night, what can the exodus teach us then? Our nighttime prayer brings hope and trust in the future. As God did not abandon our people long ago through the long, dark night of exile, so the Holy One will be with us in time to come. To stand by the one you love, that is the true essence of faithfulness and the meaning of emunah. So it is written in the Psalms, to proclaim your kindness in the morning and your faithfulness in the nights. Sing with joy in the morning of your life, when light surrounds you and the world seems beautiful and good, and in the evening of your life, when you dwell in sorrow and the world seems dark. Do not despair.
Page 40.
Page 43. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
Adonai sivatai tiftach ufi yagid tehila techa. We continue with our tefillah on pages 48 and following. Please rise if you are able.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu, v'Imotenu,
ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם. למען שמו באהבה. מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך שמו, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, וחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, לחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך הוא וברוך שמו, בחיי הכל.
Page 53. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy. Seekers of holiness praise you day by day. Selah. Please be seated. We join together in the bottom of that page. And so, in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, during your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name. We continue on page 58. You are holy, your name is there is nothing divine beyond you. As the prophet Isaiah taught, the source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai HaMelech HaKadosh. We continue on page 62. Vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'hava et Yom HaKippurim hazeh. In your love, eternal our God, you've given us this, Yom Kippur, a day on which our wrongs are forgiven with love, a day of sacred assembly, a day to be mindful of our people's going out from Egypt. We continue together, our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness. Together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel, may we be remembered. For safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace on this day of atonement.
Page 63. Like smoke above the altar, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. As Israel once came to you with offerings from the flock, so we bring to you the offerings of our mouth, not lip service, but heartfelt prayer. So the prophet taught, return, O Israel, to Adonai your God, for you have fallen because of your sin. Take words with you and return to Adonai. Accept the words we set before you, awkward and imperfect as they are. Our hesitant questions are corrosive doubts. Accept, too, our silences, our thoughts that rise in the stillness, our faith that coheres for a fragile instant, then dissipates like smoke above the altar.
Page 64. You all ready? All right, this is a duet now between you and I. Zachrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo letovah. Eternal our God, remember us. Ufoktenu vo livracha. Be mindful of us. V'hoshienu vo lechayim. And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing. You were outstanding, I'm just saying. That was amazing. We joined together on the bottom of that page. Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for you reign with grace and compassion. As we turn to page 79, I invite you to take a look on that page, and you'll see there's two really cool readings there. And I offer you just kind of in a little bit of silence to choose one of those readings to read, or to offer the prayer that you find in your heart right now as we pause in silent reflection.
ספר חיים ברכה ושלום. ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה. ברכה ושלום תיזכר ותיכתב לפניך. אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל. לחיים טובים ושלום. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
We continue with our vidui, our confession on page 82. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tavo lefanecha tefilatenu. ואל תתעלם מתחינתנו, שאין אנחנו עזפנים וקשי עורף. נאמר לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו.
Ashamnu,
Bagadnu,
Bagadnu,
Gazalnu,
Gazalnu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Ay, 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 Avinu,
Avinu,
Vehirshanu,
Vehirshanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu,
Hamasnu,
Hamasnu,
Tafanu Shaker,
Tafanu Shaker.
Ay, 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 Ya'atznura,
Ya'atznura,
Kizavnu,
Kizavnu,
Latznu,
Latznu,
Maradnu,
Maradnu,
Niatznu,
Niatznu,
Sararnu,
Saragnu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Hashanu,
Ashanu,
Sararnu,
Saranu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishinu Oref.
ay, 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 Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Shichatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tainu,
Tainu,
Titanu,
Titanu.
ay, 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 ay,
We continue on page 86 with our long confession. Please join me in the English together. For these sins, our God, we ask for forgiveness. The ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths. The ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts, and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech. The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor. The ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers. The ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor. The ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Page 88, we continue. The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by losing self-control. The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink. The ways we have wronged you by giving in to our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation. The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior. The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech. The ways we have wronged you with a slanderous tongue, and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish or petty spirit. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
ay,
continue on page 97. Let evening bring salvation. Let morning make all hearts pure. This day our prayers spell healing, peace, peace to all far and near till evening comes. Together, may mindfulness of us rise with our worthy deeds revealed in the radiance of dawn. All day we meditate on life's beauty, the precious jewels of creation, till evening comes. Let our pounding on the gates of mercy thunder on high as darkness falls, and with dawn let the joy of renewal arrive. The day holds the urgency of our prayers, confessions of the heart, lamentations of the soul, till evening comes. May our yearnings rise above the shadows of dusk. May the searching of our souls reach you in the morning. All day our praises is before you. May it be acceptable, may it be received till evening comes. We continue with Avinu Malkeinu on page 112. Please rise if you're able. I'm doing this one. And open it up. Yeah, all the way. Yeah. There you go. Page 1 sec. Would you like me to sing? I'll just read this part. 113. Thank you, Sherm. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Some of us have cancer. Some have lost strength of body. Some have lost memory and speech. Some of us are in pain. Some can't find work. Some of us bear the marks of human cruelty inside where the scars don't show. Some live with depression. Some battle addiction. Many, many feel alone. Some have known shattered marriages, trust betrayed, hopes destroyed. Some of us have lost the ones we love far too soon, and some have lost a child or grandchild. All of us have seen suffering in our midst. All of us know the ravages of war for which there are no words. Avinu Malkeinu, why? Avinu Malkeinu, are you there? Do you care? Avinu Malkeinu, hear our pain, hear our anger, hear our grief. Avinu Malkeinu, here is our prayer. Give us the strength to go on. Give us reasons to get up each day. Give us purpose and persistence. Help us to fend off fear and to hold on to hope. Help us to be kind. Don't make us bow or grovel for your favor. Give us dignity and give us courage. Avinu Malkeinu, show us the way to a year of goodness. Renew our belief that the world can be better. Restore our faith in life. Restore our faith in you. Page 114.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu,
Jewish education has changed a lot over the years. Do you remember the discussion, are you a Jewish American or an American Jew? This was a huge source of discussion in the 70s. Our educational models in synagogues are based on experiential programming. Want to experience the pogroms of Europe? I'll tell you what, have the kids imprisoned in a circle of tables on the ground and tell them the only food they're going to eat is boiled potatoes. Let the kvetching commence. In that era, we learned through experiences. Best way to learn is to experience it yourself, was the motto. The goal was to build up Jewish identity and lean into our minority status in America. Our sense of belonging to our faith was key, and it was the best way to combat anti-Semitism and prejudice. Things have changed over the course of these last years. We just seem to want to be accepted and be part of the majority. It makes sense on one level, but inevitably, an anti-Semitic act takes place, and we are forced to remember that we are minorities. Why don't we lean into our minority status as Jews? By doing so, we can actually create a more inviting and welcoming energy in our Jewish world. What are we afraid of? On Erev Rosh Hashanah, I discussed the divine feminine, Shekhinah, and discussed the 8 genders the rabbis mention in the Talmud, as well as a Jewish perspective on abortion. I also briefly introduced our theme for the year, which is belonging. As I mentioned, belonging is key for all of us, and that sense of belonging is a two-way street. Our institution needs to make sure that there are no roadblocks that prevent someone from feeling a sense of belonging. But so too it is on each of us to open our hearts and minds and welcome others into our community as well. One cannot wait on the sidelines for someone to welcome them into the fold, though. It is on each of us to take that first step. Once we do, then our hope is that the synagogue becomes a place for everyone. From a young child through today, every year I have attended Sunday school. Except for 1 year, I was living in Israel during rabbinic school. Either as a student, a teacher assistant, a teacher, a director of education, and or a rabbi. That is a lot of Sunday mornings. And I would have it no other way. The sense of community, the learning and experiences, the joy of holidays, and the cross-generational nature of a synagogue on Sundays is one of my favorite things about being a part of a synagogue. The synagogue becomes a hub of activity, the center place of our community. It reminds me of a story. In the city of Chelm, Shlomi Pupik, you know the dude I've mentioned him a few times over the years. When Shlomi was a child, he was very close to his Zeta, his grandfather. Every Shabbos, they would go to shul together to attend services as they enjoyed singing with the cantor and discussing the Torah portion with the rabbi. They also enjoyed time with their friends as Zaidi would chat with his friends about sports and politics, and Shlomi would hang out with his buddies. And they both loved to eat the wonderful foods at the Oneg. Sorry to bring that up. Shlomi and his Zaidi attended shul, the synagogue, every Shabbos they could, and every Yom Tov, every holy day possible. In a way, going to shul became their thing, and schmoozing and enjoying the Oneg was a huge part of the experience. Through the years, as Shlomi grew older and his life became busier, he still made sure to be with his Zeta every Shabbos and every Yom Tov. Eventually, Shlomi grew into a young man, became a bar mitzvah, and continued going to shul with his Zeta. Spending time schmoozing with members of the shul community, becoming something that Shlomi and Zaidi looked forward to every single week. As they both grew older, Shlomi soon enough had his own family and still felt compelled to go to shul with his Zeta. Although it took Zaidi longer and longer to get to shul, Shlomi and his family would join Zeta every Shabbos and every Yom Tov, spending time with their shul community and enjoying the oneg. The time came when Zadie could no longer attend, but Shlomi saw the value of taking his children to shul every Shabbos and every Yom Tov, spending time schmoozing at the oneg with the shul community. One day, his youngest child, Rachala, asked her father why they attended every Shabbos. Shlomi told her that he thinks of the wonderful times with his Zeta. He continued, "And I learned by watching him that spending time with members of our shul community enriched my life. I felt a sense of belonging, a place where I was accepted for who I was and who I am. The shul became my safe place, my home away from home." Rachala looked up at her father and just smiled. She got it. Shlomi's experience was and has been my experience. I became your rabbi not just when I was offered the job by Bob Hirsch of blessed memory, but when I felt like I belonged as your rabbi. It has been a good match indeed, but feeling a sense of belonging took some time and effort. I was blessed to have been raised in a synagogue in the San Fernando Valley. It was essential to my upbringing, and it was a place of belonging. To learn about our tradition, to experiment with ideas, to develop critical thinking skills, to learn to listen to others' opinions and ideas, to build a collaborative and compassionate community with all sorts and types of people, to grow our Jewish self-esteem and confidence. If you want to build Jewish identity, synagogue is the place to be. When I discovered something new about Judaism and myself, the shul community was there. When I went through the death of my father 2 months before my bar mitzvah, the shul community was there. When I felt a calling to lead, the shul community was there. Through good and bad, ups and downs, the shul community was there. And the only way to experience it is by being part of it. We can pretend all we want that we are part of the majority, especially those whose skin pigmentation is lighter can blend into their white majority. But it is time to embrace our Jewish identities. It is time to accept that we are a minority. We are every color on the planet, and we come from every corner of the earth. As many of you know, I am not one who believes as a Jew I am chosen above other people. I've always preferred the idea found in our prophetic literature that we are a light unto the nations. And we are a light. We are so special. What we have brought to the world, what we have contributed to the betterment of society, what our people have made happen in every society we have ever lived in is nothing short of miraculous. We should be so proud of our people. Yes, I wish Israelis and Palestinians thrive together, and I believe they can. But what the modern state of Israel has accomplished in just 70-plus years is incredible. What the Jewish people have given to the world is also amazing. And the fact that we can be self-critical and self-reflective about our actions is so important to our integrity as a people as well. So as hard as it might be to be a progressive Zionist, I am proud that we can look in the mirror and be honest about our actions. For the only way we can become even better as a people is through our ability to self-examine ourselves and our actions and to make the necessary changes to put into play our best intentions. Is that not the point of the high holidays? Perfect place to be right now. Can you imagine if we made sure others felt a sense of belonging before we focused on ourselves? It would be game-changing. My hope and dream as the senior rabbi of Temple Emanu-El is to create a place, or to continue to create a place, where everyone feels a sense of belonging. That is why the work of our DEI committee, which reminds us that we are more than an Ashkenazic-centered congregation, is so important. So to the fact that we talk the talk when it comes to interfaith marriages, as well as how our Board of Trustees sees the value of Jewish adjacent or those who are not Jewish but feel a connection to our shul. It is the reason why I am so committed and actively involved in the interfaith community and do as much as I can in our greater community. We do this because we want Temple Emanu-El to be known as a place where the shul community feels a sense of belonging and is committed to the community we live in. Granted, belonging is a matter of interpretation. But when I belong to something, I'm committed to its mission, its goals, its values. And so, too, I feel validated for who I am. As our synagogue sanctuary has gone through a gorgeous transformation, as our courtyard and our outside facade on University and Myrtle begin their transformations, what a great time for us to reflect on what Temple Emanu-El is from the inside. Are we the shul community to all that walk through our doors? Can we do a better job of creating a sense of belonging? Are we each willing to put ourselves out there a little bit more in order to welcome the stranger in our midst? Are we willing to be vulnerable enough to share our stories so that another could see that they too can share their story with us? If this horrific pandemic has reminded us of anything, it is that belonging is vital to our mental, physical, and spiritual health. That is why I say gender, sexuality, country of origin, economic status, physical ability, mental health, how we look, what we wear, who we vote for, as long as you vote, who we love, what team we follow, should never be a roadblock to feeling we belong to this amazing shul community. According to the rabbis, the synagogue has 3 definitions or attributes. We are a Beit Tefillah, a house of prayer, a Beit Knesset, a house of gathering, a Beit Sefer, a house of study. Our adult education program has taken off during these COVID years, thanks to Len Schreibstein, our adult ed chair, and Lana Smith, our zigzag committee chair. So too, our educational programs have been fantastic. So the Beit Sefer, house of study, we got that covered. Our services are ever-changing and expansive. From Rock Shabbat to Nature Shabbat, we have our Beit Tefillah, our house of prayer, part covered as well. And in terms of our Beit Knesset, our ability to assemble and gather for Tikkun Olam events and social gatherings, when we do them, they are absolutely fabulous. But we could do more here. And I think we need more time to just hang out and be together. Yes, more Tikkun Olam and Green Team activities, which we'll talk about tomorrow morning during our panel discussion. More guest speakers like Judge Cordell, who will be speaking on Sunday, October 23rd in the morning. Bringing back Scholar in Residence. And why not a retreat at Camp Newman for all of us, not just the kids? Well, join us March 17th through the 19th for our first congregational retreat at Camp Newman. Yeah. And like Steve Crandell said on Erev Rosh Hashanah, if you have an interest in something, then come forward and lead a group. Nat Cohen and Kate Pierce stepped up and are leading fantastic book clubs. More than ever, we need our synagogue to be a place of belonging for all. Just like Shlomi in our story, I learned early in my life that synagogue was my home away from home, my safe place. And over the years, Temple Emanu-El has been a safe place for so many. For those that discover their gender identity or learn about themselves sexually, Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. For those that want to dive into their Jewish identity or want to do spiritual work, Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. For those that want to study Torah or want to learn about Judaism, join me. Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. For those that want to pray or want to learn alternative forms of prayer, Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. For those that want to sing or bring their musical passion to our synagogue, Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. For those that want a sense of community or who want to make the world a better place, Temple Emanu-El can be your home away from home. You're not joining me in that part. You have to join me. One more. For those that want to envelop themselves in our tradition or want to experience Jewish ritual, Temple Emanu-El could be your home away from home. Thank you very much. For all of those who want to share a part of themselves with our community, we welcome you to Temple Emanu-El. Please join me in making Temple Emanu-El our collective home away from home, a place of belonging for all people. Amen. Amen.
Shana Tovah. Just a point of order, I am not Richard Rosnack. Just to clarify, that's on your program there. Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Weinberg, and for those of you I've not met before, thank you. I'm a recent past president of Temple Emanu-El, and writing this, I've realized it's been over 5 years since I last spoke to the congregation. And you do know what that means. Yes, indeed, I have a lot to say. But Steve Crandell has me on a short leash, so I'm here to talk about only one topic. So you'll have to wait for that other stuff for another day. Lucky you. Can I share something a little bit personal with you? It was absolutely an honor to serve as president of the temple for 4 years, during which time I got to engage, participate, and even just observe all of the great projects and initiatives that happened during that period. But without a doubt, nothing even comes close to the sense of pride and deep satisfaction I feel from being part of one particular project, and maybe I could tell you a little bit about it. Beginning some 7 years ago, an overeager, somewhat naive, but fairly motivated temple president, that'd be me, decided and convinced himself that the temple facility needed a redo. It didn't match the vitality of the congregation or its needs anymore. The next part of this story is a Silicon Valley tale to the T. Starting simply, my rough, doodled ideas were shared with a brilliantly talented and creative member architect who had some ideas of her own. Those random, loose thoughts began to run, and a new look and feel for the temple campus began to emerge, all very quietly and all way under the radar. One key early meeting was very stressful. The early drawings were presented to an as-yet unaware Rabbi Magat. What happened? Well, he kvelled, of course, with a capital K. And so did separately a small group of key temple members, a focus group, if you will, all understanding very quickly what we were trying to accomplish. Their message back to us was clear: make it happen. The next steps were getting to a buildable design and also to the point of securing financial support. With the board's blessing and finally a name, the 2020 Vision Committee was formed to determine if this project was indeed viable. Note, this was all to be done with raised funds, none of the temple's own money. Those early project reviewers quickly became our first major financial supporters. They knew it was much more than writing a check. The visibility of their participation communicated confidence in the project that also inspired others. And from there, more and more members and friends of the temple also agreed that this was the correct direction for Temple Emanu-El. By early 2020, that momentum, though ultimately cut short by the pandemic, resulted in an astonishing near $3 million in gifts, very close to our goal. And here is where my pride comes in. After 27 in-person meetings, both pre-COVID and post, 38 conference calls, 176 emails, that's right, I counted, 62 Zoom calls, and one global pandemic, I have a message for you. Construction is underway, and it's in all caps and bold on my sheet. You have no idea how long I have waited to say those words. Our new temple campus, providing welcoming, flexible, safe spaces, all designed with biblical themes and materials, and incorporating true ADA access so all members and friends can visit and enjoy, is real. Did you know we also increased parking in front of the temple by 50%? As we speak, friendly patios are being laid, wandering paths are being formed, and new trees wait to go in place. The interior part of 2020 Vision, a revitalized sanctuary with new comfortable, movable seating, new flooring, an updated bima, and even new menorahs, is already complete. I know many of you have already experienced it. All I can say about that is, wow, I can't wait for the rest. And the rest is coming in March 2023, which coincidentally is the 75th anniversary of Temple Emanu-El moving to the University Avenue site. 2020 Vision is for all of us. We have come a very long way, and we are almost there. How we got to this point is very simple. Members and friends of Temple Emanu-El saw the importance of this project and supported it, each at a level that was significant to them, whatever that was. Those gifts, all of them, made a difference and added up. The pandemic did increase our costs significantly, and we now need to close that gap, but we will deal with that as we have other challenges. With your help, it can be done. It is up to all of us. Just so you know, we have poster boards of the final set of renderings of the project in the lobby for you to see on your way out. I hope you'll stop by. In closing, I have 3 requests. If you've already made a gift to the project, we thank you. Please be sure to tell all your Temple member friends that you supported 2020 Vision. And if you might think you might want to do a little something extra for the project, it would be greatly appreciated. If you've not yet considered a gift, by all means, come see us at the project renderings in the lobby and talk to the committee members there. Let's see how we can help you become involved. And lastly, try not to overdo it and break the fast. Now, can I have 20 more seconds? So that was the update, and I wanted to give you the update to the update. So 2 big things have happened in the last 3 days. 3 days ago, we got an out-of-the-blue gift of $125K toward the project, which blew us all away. Yeah. Wait, there's more. And 3 hours ago, I was contacted by a longtime member who gave us a challenge. From this day forward, he is challenged to match all donations that come into 2020 up to a total of $125K. So, wow again. So again, I hope you'd like to see the renderings. We'd love to talk to you in the lobby, and Shana Tovah.
Leshana Tovah Tikatevu. My name is Byron Lilly, and I am honored to be here representing Temple Emanu-El's Board of Trustees this evening. It is a pleasure to see all of you back at the Heritage Theater, and those of you who are live streaming our service, and to be sharing Yom Kippur observance with you as one congregational family. Please take a moment to say hello to the many new friends that are joining us today for the first time. To those of you who are new to our congregation, please stop by our Shalom table in the lobby, where we have flyers and information on all our upcoming temple programs and activities, including Sukkot. There will be membership and temple representatives in the lobby if you have questions. Psst, new members have a gold Kiddush cup sticker on their ticket. We want to express our thanks to Shannon Brown, David Goldberg, and Brotherhood for creating the bima that you see before you. Each year, they work hard to create a beautiful atmosphere where we can worship together appropriately. Thank you also to our many hardworking volunteers, temple administrative and custodial staffs for their preparations for services this year. We appreciate your flexibility in sharing prayer books. If you're using a temple book, there will be a place to return them as you exit. If you have brought your own, please be sure to take it with you. The High Holy Days continue after Yom Kippur with the Festival of Sukkot. Our first night fiesta is on Sunday, October 9th, starting at 5 p.m. Bring your artistic flair to help us decorate the sukkah as we enjoy a nacho bar. This will be followed by a Sukkot experience led by Rabbi Magat and Cantor Shafritz. Then, on Wednesday evening, October 12th at 6:30 p.m., enjoy scotch and food in the sukkah. Please purchase tickets online. On Saturday, October 15th at 9 a.m., join the clergy for a refreshing Shabbat Sukkot in nature at Purisma Creek Redwood Preserve in Half Moon Bay. In addition to some learning about redwoods from our open space docents, we will forest bathe in this magnificent preserve as we imagine what it would have been like for the Israelites if they had lived near a redwood forest. But you gotta see. Check online for details and to RSVP. Erev Simchat Torah is on Sunday, October 16th. There will be a pizza dinner for all at 5 p.m., followed by a Simchat Torah service, including Israeli dancing, unrolling the Torah completely, and the consecration of new students in our religious school. Everyone is invited for this festive evening as we conclude the High Holy Days. The final service of this High Holy Day season will be the Simchat Torah morning and Yitzkor service at 10 a.m. on Monday, October 17th on Zoom. During the High Holy Days, it is customary to collect food for those in need. Second Harvest Food Bank is still in desperate need of food, but we now use a virtual barrel to collect monetary donations to help them purchase nutritious food for the needy in our community. To donate, use the QR code or link in your Rosh Hashanah booklet or on the poster on the Shalom table. Please check out the poster in the lobby for times and locations for all the services and events taking place tomorrow. I hope you are coming back for the Nila service tomorrow at 4:45 p.m. We encourage you to bring your shofar so that we can surround this sanctuary with a communal blast. After Havdalah, please join us for Break the Fast in the Roosevelt Room. And last but definitely not least, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank all of you who have already donated to the Temple's annual campaign. We are so grateful for the generous support we receive each year from you, our fellow congregants. If you have not had a chance to make a donation yet this year, please note that campaign pledge cards are provided for you in your handouts, and you can drop them in one of the 2 drop boxes in the lobby of the theater. All donation amounts help us sustain the Temple's day-to-day needs as well as the fine programs that you love. I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your families a very happy new year, one filled with good health and peace. May you have an easy fast and Gamar Chatimah Tovah.
Well, nachos on Sukkot, pizza on Simchat Torah. Whatever happened to knishes? I want knish Sukkot, Cantor. That's what I'm saying. All right, we continue with, I guess we'll do Elena now. Let's do Elena. Do you think? Yeah. You all ready for that? Well done, choir. We continue on page 117. Please rise if you are able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula l'yotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim himal, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei merobim, u'Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא
Page 121. This holy night concludes with memory. Our last thoughts always are of those we have lost. We miss them especially tonight, yearning for their presence at our side. The service we have shared once was theirs. They spoke and sang the ancient words. They prayed, repented, and yearned for better lives as we have done. Flawed in their deeds and perfect in their faith, they still drew strength from their tradition as we seek fortitude with ours. What was good and beautiful in their lives once gave us joy and now inspires us to reach higher. The knowledge that they loved us deeply brings comfort to our hearts. So we light candles of remembrance and gratitude, and we speak this timeless truth. Zichronam livracha. Their memory is a blessing now and forever. We pray that their goodness will live on in our lives, planting seeds of kindness and hope for generations to come. Thinking of all of our loved ones who are not with us physically, but who most certainly are with us spiritually at this moment, we turn to page 122 and recite together our Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעולם ולעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו Amen. Please be seated. Page 127. Come on, muzzle tones. As they walk up, I want to take the opportunity to thank the muzzle tones, our choir, Peter Gelfen and Masato, and our wonderful choir director, Mary, for all that they've done to contribute to this evening's beautiful music. Thank you all. Page 127. Yhi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu shetchadesh aleinu shana tova metuka. Our God and God of our ancestors, eternal God of all generations, may your presence in our lives this new year renew our spirits and renew our strength. May it be a good year, may it be a sweet year, and let us all say, Amen. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, bright and early.
that was nice.